So I'm curious, what was this moment then that you realized, okay, I need to shift the way I'm thinking, the conversations I'm having, how I'm showing up, who I'm being in every moment, from living in this scarce environment that I've lived in for 20-something years to all of a sudden shifting into an abundance mindset and way of being. What was the moment you experienced, the thought, the idea, the catalyst that broke that?
I like how you say a moment. Like I got the ceiling opened up and the lights came in and the angels came. No.
Maybe it was over time.
Right. There was a moment when suffering became too painful.
There you go.
So mine didn't necessarily come at a glory moment. It came with $11.42 and watching my baby wrapped in a towel. A towel. I felt like I was being unfair to him. See, because 30 days before the towel, I'm gonna really tell my stuff. 30 days before the towel, his father called me, and when I answered the phone, I'll never forget. I said, hello? He said, Lisa, I'm in LA County Jail. Well, I don't do jail, and I don't do people in jail, and I don't do people who have a possibility of going. So how did you get there? Because I met you in corporate America, and you were a professional. How you got there is his business. I don't know. But now I'm a single mom of a son whose father is now in prison. Boom, 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 rock bottom again. So 30 days later, when I had my son wrapped in a towel, I was done. I was just done.
You were sick and tired of being sick and tired.
I was done. So, you know, the concept of bankrupt is there's nothing left.
Yeah.
That's the concept of bankrupt. So I like to explain it. I was bankrupt in my mess. I was bankrupt in my chaos. And I was bankrupt in every sexy, because my excuses are sexy, by the way. I've been a linguistic specialist for years. I could talk my teachers into doing things right. I mean, that's just been my gift. My father used to say, Lisa, please promise me you will use your powers for good. And so I was bankrupt in all of my excuses. So if you ask when, it was probably about 3 hours after I told my son we'll never be here again on day 2 of being wrapped in a towel in 1994. And then I said, how? The next question was how? If I'm done with this, I'm not even sure what that looks like. I just know over there are a bunch of abundant thinkers living an abundant life, having abundant memories with a surplus of everything you need. Because abundance is to be an overflow of the things that you have. Abundance is just about overflow. It's about overflow. That means that if there were a saucer under this cup, abundance would be everything. This tea flows over into the saucer, and I can feed you from my saucer because I have filled my cup up enough. I use my cup for me, and I feed you from my saucer. And abundance is saying I have a saucer in my relationships filled with great experiences. There's a saucer in my health and wellness. I have so much bountiful health and vitality that I can show up for you. There's a saucer with my spirituality that I can pray for you. I can forgive the perceivingly unforgivable and love the perceivingly unlovable. And then there's a saucer for my finances. And that in every area, because abundance is a 360 experience. See, wealth is singularly focused. Wealth is about your money and your possessions. That's wealth. Okay. But abundance is 360. I have a lot of very, very wealthy friends
who are miserable, unhappy,
who are not abundant. Who are not abundant. They're wealthy.
Scarcity,
They're wealthy. They're not abundant. And they understand that. And they come to me and go, Lisa, help me with my relationships with my family or whatever.
Right.
And so I had to learn something different. Louis, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so that became the moment when I said, what do I need to know to have something different? What do they know that I don't know? And how can I get it? And I became a hunter.
So what was the first discovery?
That there's a mindset that comes with abundance, that they think differently. They don't just do something different. There's not a hookup. First of all, what camera do I look into? Is it that one?
Anyone.
There is no such thing as a hookup. I am still waiting on mine. And if you know where it is, my phone number is. So there's no hookup. There's no hookup. Like, it's not true. Like, you got a 297 million chance in 1 to win the lotto. And within 5 years, the people win the lotto are in more debt than they were before they won the lotto. So that ain't even a hookup, right? And so I realized that I needed to change my mindset. I needed to learn something different. And I needed to know it at a cellular level. All that stuff I just told you about, my color, my gender, I had to unlearn. People we're information junkies. because we got all kind of access to information online.
Yeah.
And we're learning all this stuff, but we're not implementing anything. I'm sorry, I might step on a few toes. That's what I do. And so I realized that I had to, at a cellular level, first, before I went to get any more information, I had to be willing to divorce and evict some belief systems that I already had. That they had taken me as far as they can take me, and now they're holding me back. It's almost like you wear a size 11, you have 11 foot, and you try to fit it back in a size 7 shoe. You passed that a long time ago, and that's going to be a very uncomfortable day. I was in discomfort. Right. I was very uncomfortable with my thinking. And so I started diving into books. The first book I dove into was Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it disrupted me. It disrupted everything. I didn't know. It was like a double door opened up, and then a wall opened up. I'm like, what are they? They know that? Like, why nobody told me that? Like, I felt like I was out of a club, and really you are. I'm just going to tell you, abundant thinkers think a certain way, and they don't go around trying to convert you. Like, people like you and I go, let's open it up to everyone.
Yeah.
But here's what I know about the human spirit, is that the human spirit has a power of choice. And most people don't want to choose this kind of thinking because it costs you something.
What's the cost?
The cost is you got to get up earlier. You get up earlier than the average guy. Your day, what you do in a day is what some people do in a week. What you do in the mornings is what some people do in a 12-hour day. You got to be willing. What you're willing to do on your book tour to get on the New York Times, some people say, I got to do all that? I don't want to do all that.
It's a lot of work.
Okay, great. Then have your life. Like, you sign up for your life experience. There's no way. Like, you were, when I realized that I was a culmination of all my decisions, that's like straight with no chaser. That's like getting it with no cookies and milk. You're a culmination of all your decisions. And then when you up-level your decisions, and that's even hard at times when you go, God, why am I always single? You're a culmination of your decisions. You're a culmination of your actions. Why can't I keep any money? You're a culmination of your decisions, your life. So I wanted to make better decisions, because my son being wrapped in a towel, me having $11.42, me being overweight, my son's father being in prison, I couldn't shake it. I was a culmination. My life experience was a culmination of all my decisions, and it was undoubtedly a hot mess. And so I went, well, let me go learn from somebody whose life don't seem like it's a hot mess, and then let me adopt some of their behaviors. And I began to hunt. I went to conferences. I was scared the bejeebies out of me, these conferences. I'd never been to conferences before. I went to entrepreneurial conferences. I was one of 4 women at an 800-person conference. Wow. And I was the only woman of color. So it was all older white men and me. And I was like, okay, well, they're not afraid of money, seems like. They're talking money and business and corporations and ROIs and PPMs and term agreements and no habla español. I don't know what that means, but I am not leaving until I figure this out. Right. And I went to the same conference. When I say do what other people won't do, and you'll have what other people don't have, I went to the same conference, Louis, 42 times. I told you I was a C student, so it took me a minute to get it. And I kept getting sponsored back to I didn't even have the money to go to the conference. I started volunteering at the conference. I would be on stage teaching because they loved the way I spoke. Then I'd get off and I'd help clean up because I had to pay my dues to be there. I was okay. I ate my slice of humble pie every day because I was bankrupt. See, some people, you haven't pushed non-negotiable yet. You're still optional. I really would love to be successful, and so I want to be successful. I want to be successful. I want to make money. I want to make money. I want to be healthy, but it's not non-negotiable yet because the moment the rubber meets the road and you feel a little skin and it gets a little tender and a little blood may show up, and you don't want to give blood, you don't want to give sweat, you don't want to give tears. Let me just tell you, you can't take the elevator to the top. It ain't nothing but stairs.
Yeah. Boom.
So I got excited. I don't know where you're going with questions.
What was this event you went to?
You know what? I'd rather not even tell it because people begin to think the event was everything.
Right,
you know, I'm going to say there's a conference you know about.
There's every conference.
There's a conference you know about. Find like-minded people in your tribe that's going to make you stand on your tippy toes.
Exactly.
So, with no disrespect to it, but people start saying, that's the next light.
No, it's not that.
No, it's not. It was me hunting because the conference didn't give me a whole lot other than the people there I kept pulling from. You know what I mean?